Hi, are you learning English? Great. Here we learn through stories. They are simple and interesting. You can improve English while learning knowledge. Remember to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
You probably know about Tesla, the electric car company owned by Elon Musk. It's hard to miss when you go outside. Tesla cars are everywhere. They are famous for being electric and high-tech, and their name is now very well known around the world. But do you know where the name Tesla comes from? Elon Musk chose this name to honor a man named Nikola Tesla, a brilliant inventor who lived many years before the electric cars. Tesla's ideas were so important that they helped shape the world we live in today, even though many of his ideas were ahead of their time. Every generation has its geniuses, people who see the world differently. These are not ordinary geniuses. Their ideas and inventions are far ahead of the times they live in. In fact, their work can change the course of history, pushing human development forward by many years or even hundreds of years. Nikola Tesla was one of these extraordinary people. He imagined things that others thought were impossible, and his inventions still affect our lives today. Tesla's ideas were groundbreaking. He believed that electricity could be sent through the air without wires, and he dreamed of a world where energy and communication could travel freely, without the need for long cables. At the time, many people didn't understand or believe in his ideas, but Tesla was not discouraged. He continued to invent, creating things that we now take for granted, like alternating current (AC), which is the system that powers most of the world today. Although Tesla faced many struggles in his life, including poverty and rejection, his work has never been forgotten. In fact, his legacy continues to inspire scientists and inventors even now. So, the next time you see a Tesla car, remember that it's not just a brand. It's a tribute to a man who imagined a better, brighter future for all of us. Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, in a small village called Smilan, which is now in Croatia. His birth was on a stormy night, and his mother said something very special when she saw the lightning. She said, "No, he will be a child of light." Little did anyone know that Tesla would grow up to be a person who would change the world with light, electricity, and new ideas. Tesla came from a family that loved stories. His father, Milutin Tesla, was a priest and a great storyteller. His mother, Juka, was not a scholar, but she was very smart and made her own tools at home. Tesla often said that his mother taught him how to think and create. From an early age, Tesla had an amazing memory. He could remember books and details easily, and he loved reading and solving problems. When Tesla was a child, he was often sick. He had many illnesses that kept him at home, but even when he was sick, his mind was always busy. He liked to dream of new inventions. He wanted to understand how the world worked and how he could make it better. As he grew older, his family saw how smart he was and sent him to good schools. At school, Tesla learned about electricity. One day, his teacher showed the class how electricity could make a small motor spin. Tesla was amazed. He realized that electricity could do much more than just light a lamp. This moment changed his life. Tesla decided that he would spend his life learning about electricity and using it to change the world. After finishing school, Tesla went to the Austrian Polytechnical School in Graz, Austria. He worked hard, studying for many hours every day. He wanted to learn everything he could about electricity. One day, while studying motors, Tesla had a big idea. He wondered if a motor could work without a part called a commutator, which often broke. His professor said it was impossible, but Tesla didn't give up. He knew he could figure it out. The struggles of a young inventor. Tesla's life wasn't easy, even though he was so smart. After his studies, he faced many problems. His family could no longer send him money, and he had trouble paying for food, books, and rent. This made his life very hard, and he started to feel lonely and unsure about his future. But Tesla never stopped dreaming. He knew that he had something important to offer the world. After leaving Graz, Tesla moved to a town called Maribor in what is now Slovenia. He worked as a draftsman, drawing plans for machines, but the job didn't pay much. He still couldn't make enough money, and he often felt sad. In 1880, Tesla decided to keep studying. He went to Charles Ferdinand University in Prague. However, because he had missed some classes, he couldn't earn a degree. That year, something terrible happened. Tesla's father died. This made Tesla very sad, but it also gave him new strength. He promised himself that he would make his father proud by using his talents to help the world. In 1881, Tesla got a job in Budapest at the Central Telegraph Office. He worked hard and became the chief electrician at the Budapest Telephone Exchange. In his free time, he experimented with electrical systems. He was always trying to find new ways to make things work better. It was during this time that he had a brilliant idea while walking in the park with a friend. He imagined a motor that could spin using only a magnetic field. This idea would later become the famous alternating current, AC, motor. Excited by his new discovery, Tesla quickly drew his ideas in the sand with a stick. This was the start of something that would change the world forever. A new chapter, moving to Paris and America. In 1882, Tesla moved to Paris to work for the Continental Edison Company, a branch of Thomas Edison's company. In Paris, he continued to learn about electrical engineering and began to make a name for himself. He worked on improving direct current DC lighting systems, which were widely used in Europe at that time. However, Tesla still believed in the power of alternating current, AC. He knew that AC was the future of electricity because it could travel farther without losing energy. Tesla's hard work caught the attention of his managers. They were impressed by his skills, so they sent him to work on projects in other parts of France and even in Germany. By 1884, Tesla's talent was so obvious that his managers recommended him for a job in the United States. They believed he could help Edison with his work there. With only a few clothes, a letter of recommendation, and some notes on math, Tesla made his way to New York City, full of hope and excitement. In June 1884, Tesla arrived in New York. The city was noisy, busy, and full of energy, just like Tesla. He immediately went to meet Thomas Edison, the man who had invented the electric light bulb. Tesla began working for Edison, helping to improve his DC generators and solve technical problems. But while Tesla respected Edison, he had a very different idea about how electricity should be used. Edison believed in DC, but Tesla believed that AC was the future. Tesla knew that Edison's DC system could only send power a short distance before it lost strength. To light up a whole city, many small power stations would be needed. This was expensive and not very efficient. Tesla saw that AC could travel much farther, and it was safer and cheaper in the long run. But Edison didn't agree. He thought AC was dangerous and kept promoting DC as the best choice. Soon, Tesla left Edison's company. This was a brave move because he had no money and no clear plan for the future. He worked odd jobs for a while, even digging ditches, but he never stopped thinking about his dream of using AC to power the world. The Battle of Currents, Tesla's triumph. In 1887, Tesla's hard work finally paid off when he found investors who believed in his ideas. With their support, he set up the Tesla Electric Company in New York City. Tesla was ready to build his vision of an electrical system powered by alternating current. His ideas were revolutionary, but he had to fight against the powerful supporters of direct current led by Thomas Edison. This battle became known as the War of Currents. At the time, Edison's DC system was already widely used in many parts of the world. Edison was determined to prove that AC was too dangerous to be used for powering cities. He even went as far as publicly demonstrating how dangerous AC could be by electrocuting animals to show that it was deadly. Edison's campaign was strong, but Tesla's supporters believed in the long-term benefits of AC. AC could travel long distances without losing energy, which was something DC could not do. In 1888, Tesla's AC system caught the attention of George Westinghouse, a businessman and inventor who also believed in AC. Westinghouse saw the potential of Tesla's ideas and offered him a contract. In return, Tesla agreed to sell him his patents and earn a royalty for each unit of electricity sold using his AC system. Together, they worked on building power plants that could use AC to provide electricity to cities. The War of Currents continued, with Edison trying to make AC look dangerous and unreliable. However, the advantages of AC were clear. It was cheaper, more efficient, and could power entire cities. The turning point came in 1893 when Tesla and Westinghouse won the contract to power the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. For the first time, an entire fair was powered by AC, and more than 27 million visitors saw the lights glowing in the streets and buildings. This proved to the world that AC was not only safe, but also the future of electricity. The success of the Columbian Exposition was just the beginning. Later that year, Tesla's AC system was chosen to power the famous Niagara Falls hydroelectric plant, which would bring electricity to cities many miles away. This project was one of the greatest engineering feats of the time and helped secure Tesla's place as one of the most important inventors in history. The dream of wireless power and new inventions. After the success of alternating current, Tesla became famous, but he didn't stop dreaming. He believed that electricity could be sent through the air without wires, which would change the way the world used power. He dreamed of a future where people could receive electricity and communicate without the need for wires, a world where energy was everywhere. In 1898, Tesla made an amazing demonstration at Madison Square Garden in New York. He showed off a small boat that was controlled by radio waves. At the time, most people couldn't believe their eyes. They thought Tesla was using magic, but he had just invented one of the earliest examples of wireless remote control technology. This was a huge step forward in communication and technology. Tesla's biggest project during this time was the Wardenclyffe Tower, a giant structure built on Long Island, New York. Tesla's goal was to use the tower to send messages, phone calls, and even electricity all around the world without the need for wires. He believed that if he could complete the tower, it would be the key to a new era of wireless power. But this project was very expensive. Tesla's main investor, J.P. Morgan, grew nervous about the costs and stopped funding it when he realized that wireless power might not make a quick profit. Without the necessary funding, the Wardenclyffe Tower project was abandoned, and Tesla's dream of wireless power remained unfinished. Even though he faced many challenges, Tesla didn't give up on his ideas. He continued to work on new inventions, including designs for vertical takeoff aircraft and improvements to turbines. However, as time went on, younger inventors and companies began to take the spotlight, and Tesla's fame slowly faded. He no longer had the same support for his projects, and it became harder for him to turn his ideas into reality. The later years, a quiet life and a lasting legacy. By the 1910s and 1920s, Nikola Tesla's name was not as well known as it once had been. Young inventors and larger companies were taking the lead in the world of science and technology. Tesla, now in his later years, lived a quieter life. He moved into small hotels in New York City, and much of his time was spent feeding pigeons in the park. Though he had changed the world with his inventions, Tesla's life was marked by financial struggles. He had never worked just for money. His goal had always been to create technologies that would help humanity. Tesla's health also began to decline as he grew older. He continued to write about science and ideas, but his inventions had not brought him the fortune he deserved. Despite this, he never stopped believing in the power of imagination and the potential of science to improve the world. Even when he was living alone, he continued to inspire others with his ideas. In 1931, on his 75th birthday, Tesla was honored by being featured on the cover of Time magazine. His work was finally being recognized, and many famous figures, including Albert Einstein, praised his genius. Despite the recognition, Tesla never became wealthy. He lived humbly, always focused on the idea that science and invention were meant to serve humanity, not to make money. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla passed away quietly in his hotel room at the age of 86. He died alone, with few people around to recognize the greatness of his life. But Tesla left behind a world that was forever changed. His inventions, especially in electricity and wireless communication, continue to power our lives today. Though he didn't live to see it, Tesla's ideas became the foundation for much of the modern world we live in. Today, Nikola Tesla is remembered as one of the greatest inventors in history. He was a man ahead of his time, whose ideas were so revolutionary that they shaped the future in ways he could not have imagined. His legacy lives on in the electrical systems that power our homes, the wireless technology that connects us, and the many inventions that continue to shape the world.
Hey, if you learned something new today, please give this video a like. Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really helps to create more English videos for you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.